actually going in and building for the community. And the reason they don't is because if they do that, they'll be punished. They'll be taken off the platform and replaced by somebody who plays ball. They'll be punished. They'll be taken off the platform and replaced by somebody who plays ball.
Because I don't give a fuck, one or two people side with it, and them the one or two people that's rolling with me. I'm not looking at the majority. I told y'all from day one, the majority's not gonna side with you. I'm only gonna get subscribers here and there, and that's cool. I'd rather have 50 killers than 1,000 soldiers. Yeah, so they always gonna be mad. Welcome. Welcome.
That's just how it is. You have to check this out. Because we're warning guys about the bad woman, which now has pretty much leveraged most of the world. So the type of woman that is good is pretty much slim. We're not teaching hate. We're teaching.
Salute, and welcome to class, y'all. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Hit that like button. Come on in. That's how you pay your school tuition, guys. Keep in mind that we don't cater to any groups, gangs, communities, feelings, religions, or emotions, guys. We cater to the truth. We cater to common sense, and we do not complicate it. And guys, we got a guest with us tonight. Well, I said tonight. Shit, I ain't go to sleep yet. We got a guest with us this morning. Cali West, what's going on, my guy?
What it do, boy?
What it do, my guy?
Chilling.
Man.
Yes, sir.
Well, we got a good one today, man. Today's title is "Why Do Modern Women Fear Masculinity?" You know what I mean? So welcome back to the school. You know what I mean? We're gonna get it off. We're gonna set it off straight. You know what I mean? Guys,
right.
For those of you that don't know who we are and what we do.
Hey, Mr. Goodbread, I got these pills. They're not gonna taste good, but they're the truth. It's the truth, I tell you. It's not gonna go down easy.
It's not gonna go down easy, guys. So let's wrap up. Let's strap up, guys. Who we got in the place this morning? We got my guy KDH. We got Zilla. We got CeeLo. What up, CeeLo? D Brown. What up, D Brown? XL Pro. All right, let's get it. All right, so Cali West, what does masculinity mean to you?
Masculinity means to me is being unapologetically, being unapologetically a man. That basically means doing what you have to do, regardless of how you look or how someone else may feel.
Okay, all right. And to me, masculinity is strength, truth, wisdom, and belief. You know what I mean? And that's all those four things combined to me, masculinity. Now, why you think the modern woman fear masculinity?
Well, the main reason why modern women nowadays fear masculinity is because of the fact that when you deal with a masculine man, you can't just get away with all the things that you usually want to get away with if you didn't have a man. Because here's the thing, women, they want a man. Well, they want a male, they want a provider, they want someone who would protect, but they want basically a foot soldier. They want
Right.
someone to basically listen to what they say because they feel that they're the queen. But what they don't understand is that a queen never held down a kingdom um, without having kings solidify the foundation. And when you have a a man in your house, a masculine man, he's not going to just let you buy what you want, dress how you want, wear what you want. And when I say let, of course, we're in America. We cannot stop a woman from doing whatever she does. Everyone has the equal right to do whatever they choose. But at the same time, just as much as a woman may have the equal right to do whatever they want, men have the equal right to not deal with them either.
Facts.
Point blank. And I think that's kind of maybe where the problem is, where women do not want masculine men, because of the fact that when you deal with a masculine man, you can't do all those things that you get away with.
I agree with that 100%. So, how do you feel about this new term that they're calling the guys now? They're calling the guys sassy men. So these women, they want sassy men.
Ha ha. That you said they want sassy men. That's
Yeah,
what they want.
they want sassy men. That's what they're saying.
Why you
Oh
always
wow.
judging me, Mr. Goodbread? You think you better?
Hmm. I think maybe they may want a sassy man just for the presentation of just having a man around. But as far as loving that sassy man, it's probably not going to work out.
I mean, they're finding that out slowly but surely. We just did a video with B Simone, and she kind of stuck right now. She's stuck. She understand that sassy men is not the way to go. You need masculinity. It's no way to avoid it. It's no way to avoid structure, and that's why I said like masculinity is strength, truth, wisdom, and belief. You know what I mean? In oneself. Don't put your belief in these women. You know what I mean? Because that's when you give them your power. But they want guys that do that. They want guys that give them the power. Guys, it's biblical, guys. I ain't even want to get to the biblical part of it. I just wanted to have an on surface conversation. But we all know that Adam and Lilith, they didn't match compatible. They didn't sexually, it was not sexually compatible. You know what I mean? And that's what it really stimulates from, guys. You gotta understand. Modern women really are Lilith, bro. You got two types of women, guys. I'm not saying all women is Lilith, but the majority is Lilith. The majority do not want to be obedient, do not want to be underneath the man. They want to be on top of the man. That's what Lilith signifies, guys. When you hear me talk about Lilith, yeah, Lilith is beautiful and all of that. But she wants to be dominant. She wanted to be dominant from the gate because she felt like we was equal. We made from the same dirt. So she feel like, so because we made from the same dirt, I could be just as masculine as him, or he should be just as feminine as me, and it don't work like that.
Facts 100. I agree with that all the way. At the end of the day, and by the way, if you don't mind me saying too, I definitely agree with that, hands down. But for the people who are not aware and new viewers are here, can you tell them and incite them about the story of Lilith and who she is?
Okay, no doubt. So for the new viewers, Lilith is Adam's first wife, guys. You know what I mean? Adam's first wife. We understand that God made woman from a rib, right? You got two stories in the Bible where God created woman. First, he created the first lady, which was Lilith. He created her from the same dirt. He created us from the dirt, then he created her. In any event, he created the man first. Because that's important, guys. That's an important key fact. He created man, then he created woman. Some people say it's from dirt, some people say it's from clay. Don't let that confuse you. Don't let that stop you and stagnate you from the quality and the context of the story, right? So whatever he made us from, it was the same thing. It was equal. This is why feminists, they love this equal rights shit. We're equal to man because we were made from the same thing. You know what I mean? At first, the first wife was made from the same shit we was made from. You know what I mean? So she did not want to be submissive to Adam. Ain't that what 85% of these women out here running around here doing? They hear the word submit, they hear the word masculinity, and they run left. They intimidated by masculinity. Yeah, they run around here talking about how men is intimidated by a strong and independent woman. That's cap, guys. Those same women is intimidated by masculinity. You know what I mean? So they run. Lilith ran, right? Adam went and told God on her because she did not want to let Adam get on top during sex. They were not sexually compatible. You know what I mean? He didn't want to do no SMS. He didn't want to do Adam didn't want to do the SMS. You're naturally not supposed to want to be dominated by a female. That's what that means. You know what I mean? So you guys that got the little leather and you get your little finger stuck in your butt, you're wrong for that. You're an abomination. Cut it out. Knock it off, right? But in any event, so he goes and he tells Adam, he tells God. So God comes, she runs off. She runs off and she yells God's name in blasphemy in vain. You know what I mean? So she runs off. She divests. That's like the same thing that these modern BWs are doing nowadays. They're divesting. They're saying they're swirling. So she divested. You know what I mean? God sends 3 angels after her. These dudes simp. You know what I mean? And they make a deal with her because of her beauty. And they promise to only protect LGBTQ kids. You know what I mean? And she promised to destroy men and the other babies. Are you following me, guys? I ain't make none of this shit up, man. I don't make shit. I haven't lied to you guys yet, guys. This is the real story. You know what I mean? So again, guys. So Adam goes back. He's lonely now. He got no female. God sees that he's lonely. So now God put him in a deep trance and put him in a deep sleep. And he ended up, yo, Cali, you got to turn that off in the background. So God puts Adam in a deep sleep. And he opened Adam up and take a rib out of Adam. See, this is why it's 2 creation stories, right? This is why you got people that say, I thought we were made from the clay. How could the woman be made from the clay and then she be made from his rib? You see, it's not that it's 2 stories, guys. It's segments. It's 2 events. 1 story, 2 events. So God made the Eve. Now he made Eve, naive, dummy Eve from our rib. You know what I mean? So that's the woman you want to get. That's the rare woman right there. And because she's easily manipulated, guys. You see how now? Are you following the nature in these women, in our women, guys? We got one that does not want to be submissive at all. She done ran off. I don't know what the fuck she over there doing. She comes back to the garden though when she see this other chick and you happy though. When she see you got a submissive female. And that's kind of equivalent to how the masculine females don't want you until they see you with a female that's submissive and doing but right by you. That's when they want to, hey, big head, I always liked you. You know how that is. When you ain't got a chick, don't no chick want you. As soon as you get a chick, they all want you, bro. So that's that. It's that energy. It's that same spirit, the Lilith and Eve spirit. So now Lilith sees that you and Eve is happy. So Lilith swings back around the garden, convinces Eve to eat the fucking apple and be stupid like her, and Eve do it. Same thing that's going on in modern society today. In a nutshell, that's the story, guys. And I don't make the shit up. Y'all can go back on my channel. Y'all already know I'm big on this Lilith. I'm big on spiritual warfare. I've been told y'all this ain't even about man versus woman or woman versus man. This is about good versus evil. This is a biblical war, guys. You got modern women and Lucifer, these simp dudes. Because again, remember, Lucifer, he was the prettiest angel. He was the sensitive. He was gonna be that simp. God made, and he was jealous, bitter feelings. You know what I mean? Jealous. He found out God was gonna make the earth and Adam, and he got jealous, boy. That's what it come down to. So he, you know what I mean? He wanted to be God. Like, fuck that. I could be God. You know what I mean? And when you get that combination, when you get a Satan, when you get a Lucifer spirit dude, a simp nigga that'll empower the female, that's our enemy, guys. That's our enemy in this gender war. Don't sleep and just, oh, modern woman, modern woman. It behind every dummy there is a simp dude, bro, that give her his masculinity. That's how important masculinity is, and this is why women fear masculine men, because they know you ain't getting my masculinity. You better go make your deal with the devil and Lucifer and his little sons, because masculine men ain't giving it up.
I agree, man, hands down. Facts 100. I mean, it's the truth. And at the end of the day, I think now that, basically with the fact that they could basically, go and, make their little coin and, they could, you know, have, you know, relations with any dude,
Yeah,
because now it's so easy. There's birth control, there's a morning after pill, all types of stuff. And now they kind of feel that they could just kind of pick the parts of a man that they want. They want a dude to break them off money and say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna want a dude who just gives me money, or then I want a dude who just gives me the D. Then I want the dude, the simp, to give me his energy and his time. Because she don't really want to sleep with him anyway. But these simps, they'll stay around and act, you know, and scale their masculinity. Because the truth is, the real definition of masculinity is being naturally masculine. I mean, a man wants to sleep with a woman. A man wants to dominate, you know, his environment.
right.
That's natural. So when a man has to scale back and kind of refuse, it's like a tiger wanting to eat grass. I mean, a tiger, he could go and be a vegan, but guess what? He's gonna die. Why? Because he needs meat and protein. So, and that's basically what a lot of these dudes are. These men, they ain't really men. They're basically the Diet Coke version of men, which is the opposite of masculinity.
If I told you the Lion of Judah was God, but these men have let society, religion, women declaw them. Would that make sense, bro? Would that
Oh,
make sense
hands
to you?
down. Hands
And
down.
and that's the ultimate template on the world to destroy the father. Like, you got to understand, masculinity equals God. God equals masculinity. The father is God. Men are God. Men, the boys, you know what I mean? That's masculinity. And the attack is on us. It shows in every template. You right. Men are walking around here on eggshells. 80% of dudes walk around here on eggshells. They are removed from their natural being, Our natural being is the truth. Masculinity is the truth. I mean, when you
Facts.
scale back everything, masculinity is the truth. The truth is God. You know what I mean? And men are so far removed from their God and their truth because they gotta lie all fucking day. Because femininity forces you to lie to it. Because femininity is all of manipulation and lying and crab legging. So you know what I mean? It just sucks, yo. But that leads me to my next question, right? Can masculinity be delicate?
Only if he wants to live in fairy tales and fallacies. With that being said, that basically means if a guy wants to go and make believe and he wants to live in some type of, what do they call it? One of those societies that everything is fair. But you know what's ironic? I mean, yo, we all been there. I mean, I don't know about you, but there have been times where I simped in my past. I mean, that's where I gained my knowledge. I gained my knowledge through life experience.
Man, we
And one,
all was Adam. We all start this game out as Adam, man. I used to be Simp Daddy Dollars, man. Crazy. I was the biggest lollipop in Harlem, man. All the girls got a lick.
damn. Okay. Okay. Right. Right. No doubt. So you already know. So at the same time, there have been times where you try to say, okay, you know what? Let me not be so dominant. Let me the foot off the gas on them. And guess what? When you let off the foot off the gas, you lose the race every time.
That's
Because all right, what you end up doing is you end up relieving power, and guess what? When she gets the authority, she takes the power over you.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Or once you give her the authority, she don't want your ass no more. She going to get another nigga. She going to go chase another nigga that's smarter than you. That's not going to give her the authority. But
Right.
now, Cali, do you think there's a such thing as toxic masculinity
Nope.
at all? Because I disagree on that. I think there is a such thing as toxic masculinity. I just think that we we if we talk about toxic masculinity, then we must talk about toxic independence, because that's the exact opposite and the exact equal to what the women are doing.
Well, I guess it could be. I mean, I guess in theory, I'm very literal when it comes to things like that in wording. So
Right.
in theory, I mean, I guess for example, I guess in theory, version of toxic masculinity to you would be like a gang banger or somebody who's on the street who just see a cat walking down the street. Just he could tell he's just a schoolboy, but just because he ain't from Brooklyn, he want to go and like check him and try to chase him down the block.
Right.
That's toxic masculinity, I guess so. But you know what? I consider that just being, fake.
Just
Just
being a
being
man,
fake.
just being crazy. That to me, that would be toxic masculinity. Um, road rage, toxic masculinity. You know what I mean?
Right? But I could fall in the same lines as being fake because or just being overly emotional, because here's the thing, road rage is a form of being feminine. And you know who has most road rage more than anybody else and they don't say it? Women.
Yeah.
Women would hit your car because you cut them off and they felt that, oh, they could have crashed. I don't know if you've seen that girl who crashed into the Lamborghini or a Ferrari, and she crashed into him because the Ferrari had cut her off. But she, I guess, in road rage, tried to like fall behind him and crash into his back bumper. Do you remember that video that went
Now,
viral like 6 months ago?
I didn't see that one, but what I did just see the other day was I seen the girl. She was driving. Something was going on in the car. I guess she just got out the shit, let it run, and jumped on her phone, walked the other direction, and the car just kept going. The shit crossed over. It made a huge accident. She just got out the car, bro.
Nah. But I believe it though, because here's the thing about women, and they're emotional. They let things happen very emotional. That's why. I mean, I hate to say this, but it's the truth. But women have far more debt than men. Why? Because women would be in a bad mood and just go shop. She's not considering the fact that she might have to pay her rent or her mortgage or other things of priority. And then later on, when they feel differently, now when their cooler heads prevail, then they realize, now I'm broke. Now I got to go hit up this dude because I'm hungry and I want crab legs. Like how you just saying.
That's a fact, though. Word, man.
That's for real.
You said
So,
you was
let
gonna
me.
get me some scrimps and some filet mignon. And don't forget my fucking crab legs. You know I love my crab legs.
You know
Facts
she love her
100.
crab legs.
Right.
Yeah. So now, how you feel about toxic independence, bro?
Oh, you mean fake independence?
Yeah, like I think that's detrimental. That's equally as detrimental as the toxic masculinity, because toxic masculinity would destroy an individual, but toxic independence would destroy a society.
Well, I'll say this, and I'll pose this out to the Goodbread class. Do you ever notice that men never say that they're independent? Only women say it.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Yes, sir. And the reason why we never say it is because no man is truly, truly self-made, other than the Most High. And the Most High is technically not even a man. He is everything.
Mm-hmm.
So in theory, like all men have all came from something. Like, I mean, dude, like, I mean, it don't matter who it is, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, whoever you want to vote for, all these men had a team of people who helped them get to where they're gonna get. It doesn't matter that Donald Trump has a lot of money. The fact that he knew who to put together with that money is why he was able to become president, just like Barack Obama.
Right, right, right.
Sassy
So,
men are equivalent to feminine women. That's what Daniel Brown said on YouTube.
and that's a fact, bro. You got to think about it. They raised them. They raised them. That's why I say the toxic independence is what they did to alienate the fathers. When a woman thinks she could do everything on her own and take that toxic independent mindset without masculinity, they go, I could do without masculinity. They raise a sassy man. And now in return, the next generation is left to deal with a sassy man.
And here's a caveat to that. Remember when he said women want sassy men? I kind of feel like the real sentence is women want sassy men who they can control and get money from while they go get the masculine men that they really want and can't control.
Yeah, you see, they want masculine men, but for an hour or two.
Right. That's actually why they take their car down to the local body shop, to the local mechanic, and the mechanic charges them $800 for tires and
Mhm,
brakes
mhm.
on a Nissan Altima.
And see, these women want the masculinity. They want the masculinity. They want masculine men to blow their back out, but they only want them for a limited of time. They do
Right.
not want to build nothing. They can't build nothing with the masculine man. Anyway, he don't want to build with them, but they cannot.
Bingo.
They don't want to keep the masculinity. Like they see they these women have made themselves so masculine that they only want to use the masculine man to depress. After they build up all that masculine energy, they get stressed. This is why these women running around here mad and angry because they need sex. They need D. You know what I mean? And a lot of them not getting it. They working themselves. They going to the job. They doing all this work. They're accumulating all this static, and
Right.
this is why. And then they shacked up with a beta male, with a sassy man who can't do that. He can't deliver. He cannot match that energy.
Right.
He's been feminized. He's been feminine around feminine energy his whole life. So he can't match that energy. So she got no other choice but to go outside that relationship and seek a real dude and let him do what it do. And then she get up out of there and go right on back to her sassy man.
Bingo. Facts. Facts 100. Man, a matter of fact, it's funny as you say that too, because like at the end of the day, like that's actually why these girls stay with more than one guy in their phone book, is
Yes.
because what they do is they build a Frankenstein of a man, except he's not even just one man, but to them it feels like having one man, because
Mm-hmm.
they have a man who could blow their back out. They got a man who they could call to fix their car. They got, or like I said, the local mechanic shop who's gonna railroad them, for a tune up and things like that.
Right. That's why, guys, on the low, relationships are finished, guys. Relationships are diminished. Like you can't be one of those guys that want to get in one nowadays, guys. You now, if you want to just plant your seed and in a condom and one of these females, then cool. But as far as you talking as family and building, and it's not gonna happen, guys. It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry to tell you. And don't you dare.
Don't be a stepdad. They get no fucking respect. Don't be a fucking stepdad. I'm telling you.
That's a
Yeah, I
fact.
consider being a stepdad a step dummy, straight up and down.
That's exactly what that is, yo. And don't feel no way, guys.
If the shoe fits, let them wear it.
Right, yo.
Facts 100 on that, G. That's for
Right,
real.
right. So let's fade on in. How can men become more masculine, keep their masculinity? You know what I mean? Like how can men stay masculine, man?
First off, the first step of being masculine. Can I curse on this? Can I curse on this channel?
Yeah, we curse over here, and then we curse over here.
Okay, this basically that's not by giving a F straight up and down. That's the first and foremost to be masculine. You know what, my dad, my dad was a conflicted man. But one thing I could definitely say about my dad is that he didn't really care who was around. He was gonna say what he was gonna say, how he wanted to say, when he wanted to say it. And it was to the point that it was low key embarrassing. You feel me? Straight up and down. But at the same time, that was probably my first step of learning not to really care at the end of the day was, as a man, you just gotta be who you are. It doesn't matter what someone else thinks. At the end of the day, you gotta do what's right for you. And usually what's right for you is usually right for society. And when I say that, I'm referring to the fact of if you're dealing with a woman and let's just say you and your wife are gonna buy a house. If you knew in your budget, in your mind, because we're the men, we have foresight. If you know you can only afford a $300,000 house, don't let your wife talk into a $350,000 or $400,000 house. Why? Because if the mortgage gets past due, she'll be the first one to leave you, or she'll be the one who'll go and wait till you have equity in the house and then divorce you, and then take your half, and she'll go move somewhere in Marietta, also cheap house, and now your credit messed up. Now you living in a one-room shack. So, like you guys, so it goes back to not giving a F. You feel me? Doing what you gotta do. Basically being resilient. Um, being the man in your relationship. That's the first step of being masculine. Because people think masculine is just all about, lifting weights and being buff, which does help. It definitely does help to exercise and keep your body right. But at the same time, your mentality got to be right too, because you don't want to be like LeBron James, having to explain to his woman why he got to play, why he has to be able to play, you know,
Right.
2K on New Year's, instead of being out in the club like all the other normies and all the other non-playable characters, NPC ass motherfuckers.
Good point. Good point, yo. I did see that too, yo. He did have to explain, like, oh man, that's crazy, man. It's crazy, man.
And you know what some people said? Some people said, well, he didn't really. He was just saying what he was saying just because it was kind of they're being playful. But I was just saying to some people that some people may want to accept disrespect, or they want to play a certain way with a girl. They could go ahead and play with a girl, but when a girl tried them in front of everybody, like how she was trying him about them wedding vows about a month and a half ago, then
Mm.
it is what it is. One thing I learned is little things add to big things. You think when you see people's lives messed up, or you see bums on the street, you think they just lost their job and all of a sudden they just got put out on the street? No, it was a buildup
Yeah.
of many, 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 many bad mistakes. Just like women, just like a lot of these single mothers out here. What do you say? The hell of a mothers.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And that's a great ass point right there, man.
Hey, Adrian, I never knew you to be a hell of a mother.
That was a fabulous point right there. I 100% agree with you. I just want to add something to how men can stay masculine. Guys, y'all know the trick. Y'all know the key. The key ingredient to staying masculine is stop lying, bro. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know lying lips are an abomination. You know what I mean? Y'all know that. Proverbs 12:2, guys. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who act faithfully are his delight. So all you got to do is tell the truth. That'll keep you out of a lot of people delusions, and that'll keep you out of being used by a lot of people. You got to remember, you just make use a benefit to people. You are a tool. As a man, this world sees us as tools, bro. Like we serviceable. When it's really the other way around. These other niggas, we were created to work and they was created to help us. We wasn't created to be used by them. We was supposed to use them to help us build and create. You know what I mean, guys? So you gotta remember that. Stop lying and don't be going along to get along. Don't be playing let's pretend. Keep it 100. When you lie, that's how you let them remove you from who you are. And you know the plan, guys. You know what everybody said. Hitler said it. Malcolm X. Everybody said they don't want the black man to know who he really is. And y'all niggas keep going with it. Y'all keep going. Y'all keep acting like who they want y'all to act like, bro. One of our biggest things other than our sperm is our attention, guys. Our attention is at a premium. The world wants our attention. Trash women want our attention. You got to treat your attention like you treat your dollars, bro. You can't go giving that shit to everybody. The world needs your attention. It takes your attention. It turns it into consumerism. Now you're a consumer. You either two types of people in this world. There's only two types of men in this world. We know this already. You got creators and you got consumers. I just broke down how they make you a consumer. You got to stay a creator, bro. You can't be comfortable in these people's shit and then talking about it. You got to be a creator, guys. And you can't, it starts with your attention. Why you think they pay these fucking athletes and these actors millions of dollars, bro? Make it make sense, because they are part of the entertainment that grabs your attention. All right, guys? Stop lying to yourself, bro. Don't, hey. You know what I mean? Don't do that. Don't do that. I got these pills.
Hey, Mr. Goodbread, I got these pills. They're not going to taste good, but they're the truth. It's the truth, I tell you. It's not going to go down easy.
Yeah, Cali.
That's why Caesar had built the Colosseum, man, when he was persecuting people and getting rid of people and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Right. I'm not gonna say who he was getting rid of, but when he was getting rid of people, what he did was build a Colosseum, and he was throwing those same people in the lion's pit and stuff like that. We heard a story about what was it? Was it Eli who was the one who was thrown in the lion pit?
Yo, and and you got to think about it, bro. All these sports things is fixed. All these shits is fixed, if you ask me, in my opinion.
Don't get me started on organized sports. Like, here's the thing: the action is real, but the scoring is fake.
And that's how you weaken. And that's all a part of the weakening of masculinity, guys. It's all a part of weakening the masculinity and prettify everything. When you prettify masculinity, you weaken it. You know what I mean? When you prettify it, you weaken it. Look how many dudes run out here and gotta be the prettiest nigga, gotta be in designer, gotta look cute. You know what I mean? Because they around all that feminine energy their whole life. Nowadays, you don't know the difference between a girl and a boy. Think about it. Look at your average 12-year-old. You don't know the difference because they both do the same thing. They both react the same way. They both got the same emotions. They both will cry for some dumb shit. You know what I mean? They jealous, envious. Like, think about it, guys. They got the same characteristics because they raised by the same energy.
Facts.
With the dads in the crib. We not even talk about no fatherless America anymore. We're not talking about that because the fathers is in the motherfucking cribs, boy. Explaining they self, like what you just talked about. Explaining why they gotta play the PlayStation and shit. See how that work? So now a kid watching that, what they think? They think mom is the god. So it's a lot of kids that see their dad every day, but still think mom is God. No masculinity. All-time low.
Right. Because I was even watching the Space Jam. I didn't watch all of it, but I was watching the beginning of Space Jam. And in the Space Jam, she kind of said something like, dinner's ready. I don't want y'all waiting, having my food, waiting, I don't want y'all getting ready late in my house or something like that. She says don't quote me on it, but she says some little mark within the first 5 to 10 minutes of the film that already had me like, oh, okay, they kind of still doing the, the mama is the daddy, or the mama is the authoritarian in the house type of deal. Because when I watch movies, I analyze stuff like that.
Yeah, it's the slave plantation. It's the slave plantation, bro. And you can go deeper into the dirt. Like you could go to the Martin. That's our favorite show, right? That's like the #1 sitcom for Black America right there. The Martin show. That show show you the plantation, how they wanted it to be done any old way. You know what I mean? That show tell you it. You know what I mean?
That is true.
Think about it, yo. You this little Martin, he had everything on his own, but he still wanted to be a sucker to Gina. Like, you know what I mean? He still had to be a baby. He was a baby. They made him out to be a baby. All of these, when you go back and watch all of them sitcoms, they depicted the black man out to be some sucker baby, some mama's women worshiping simp. This nigga, my
Right.
mama biscuits. Martin was one of the sorriest, bro.
Yeah,
He was one
nobody
of the
had a
sorriest.
daddy. None of them had daddies. None of them had a masculine figure.
None of them. Very emotional. Martin was very emotional.
Like no successful uncle, no nothing. Really?
Facts. Think about it. How they gonna have Tommy and he ain't got no job? Black man like that with that characteristic, he ain't got no job. That's the stereotype right there. That's telling you that with that image, you still gonna be called the lame in society. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Or they're gonna just because speak this. Maybe, maybe speak this. You know what's funny? Maybe Tommy, I mean the fact that how he always had money, he had a nice place and all that. Probably what it was is he probably had he probably was an entrepreneur, but if he was to tell them what he does, they would have just laughed at him because black people,
Mm-hmm.
we tease, we tease
Uh-huh.
each other when we try to do new stuff and things like that.
Facts. Fact, a good observation though, but shit, and you got to look at these things, bro. You got to look at these things. Then you got the colorism with Gina and Pam. We all know that the light skin, and then the dark skin because Pam was ratchet. She was your average Keisha. You know what I mean? Shit different, man. Shit different, man. But word, masculinity was weakened, and it was what we entertained, what they entertained us with, what we sucked in, what we saw. You know what I mean? Not what we experienced, but what we saw. And we took that shit to the heart. We took that shit to our subconscious. But we could get rid of all of that, fellas. Like, we could get rid of all of that. And it's time to get masculine, guys. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. We having a good ass conversation. We got about 15 more minutes left, Cali West. If you got any questions, you got anything you want to ask me, man? Cali, you still lit?
Oh, my bad. I had
Welcome to
put on mute. My bad.
Oh, yeah.
Now I was just saying, I was just enjoying the conversation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just the good vibes on a Sunday morning. Just taking these boys to church. The boys and girls to church. You feel me? Other than
Facts.
that, what I'm saying, just good vibes. You feel me? Because he brought some good points. One thing I kind of wanted to chime in about too was the lying. I believe that's the first part of being is I definitely agree with that because if you look, if men to stop lying, they'll probably have less problems in a relationship. Like for example, you know, we like to give a lot of women trouble, about being not being truthful and stuff like that. But here's the thing: I don't really take shots at men that often, but I'm gonna just be real, men, especially black men. I gotta just stop lying to y'all women. If y'all would just to tell these women straight up, look here, I'm not monogamous. Look, I love you, I want you, I need you, but every now and then, I might just have a little fun, and you don't even have to go there and say all that. You know what I'm saying? I was just kind of saying that just to be funny, but at the same time, you could just be a woman like, hey, look, I'll provide and protect you, but monogamy is something that I can't provide. At that point, she has a choice. I mean, of course, we all know that women they could always change their mind, but at least if you're outright straight up and purpose outright, there's no way that she could at least go crazy on you. If she find out that she cheats and if she bucks and she doesn't want a man and if she's one of those women who thinks that she's gonna get a good man, a good looking man, a man who got his money together and have him alone, she needs to go ahead. You need to let her go and let her pursue greener pastures. Because at the end of the day, what's the point of you lying and being unhappy? If you know you want more than one woman, just tell your woman that you want more than one woman. I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, I know it's complicated because they don't want to lose the woman, but guess what? fellas, stop living in scarcity mindset. Sometimes things just happen when it happens, man. And I almost believe that there's certain negative and positive charges that goes on in the world that lead us to our destination sometimes. So sometimes when you don't hit that pretty ass girl, you know, or you kind of feel like you're missing out, believe me, sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. Because fellas, y'all know there's been many times where you have slept with a girl and got with a girl that you really wanted to get with, and you end up finding out that she was in all that and she was never worth the trouble. Whether that meant fighting her boyfriend, whether that meant getting in trouble with the police, whether it meant getting in trouble with some type of situation with her baby daddy. Sometimes it ain't always worth it.
That's a fact. That's a whole fact, yo. Facts. That is a whole fact, man. Absolutely. Man, I had a thought, but I lost it. I had lost it. Man, great conversation this morning. Yeah, guys, y'all got any questions in the chat? Chat? Y'all got any questions? You know what I mean? Y'all got any questions? We'll answer them. What he said. Cold.
Yeah, I got a question. Well, not really a question, but I'm just gonna say this while you look at the stream, while you look at the comments. Man, I was trying to simulcast on my channel, but it didn't work. Man, you're gonna have to maybe show me how to do that, cause man.
All right,
I
so you
couldn't
would
do
have
it.
what you would have did, what you had to do was you
Oh,
had
you
to.
ain't gonna tell me now. Tell me later. Tell me
All
later,
right.
because the viewers, they don't want to hear all that
They
bullshit right
got straight
now.
into help zone, like, all right.
Hey, you know what? You know
Robot.
what? I do have a question for you,
All
and
right.
it might go over our time limit, but what do you think about for example, a lot of men nowadays, especially with the media and stuff, but even before the whole issue, a lot of people were looking towards Andrew Tate as a leader of being masculine. What do you feel about that?
Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate got some good points. He got some good talking points, but don't follow him. Follow God. Follow God. Follow yourself and follow God. You know what I mean? You gotta understand. Andrew Tate is a part of he a part of what I just told you. He a part of the information central. He a part of the entertainment circus. A long time ago, guys, they said it. They put this in. This is a famous quote. And I mean, I didn't make this up, right? They said, I think this Thomas Sowell. I think they said, but I don't know who quoted it, but they said, if you give black people a loaf of bread, good bread, and a circus, they'll never revolt. You know what I mean? So if they give you some government assistance and some entertainment and some TV, you'll shut the fuck up and you'll let them control you. And that's what's going on in our society. So, you know what I mean? I'll break down that. I'll be breaking it down. Andrew Tate, you know what I mean? He mean well, and I got nothing against him, but he an antichrist to me. To me.
Well, I'll say this in response to that, because you brought up some very good points. You should definitely go with God. The truth is, a lot of keys to life is in the Bible. Unfortunately, most people do not want to read a book that has 1,000 or 1,500 pages in small text. You feel me? That's kind of the thing, Like I ain't gonna lie, I tried to read a Bible. I think I tried to read at least the New Testament, because at least it came in a little version. And then I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't get through it. It was a little kind of boring. But
That's
I ain't gonna lie,
gangster, yo. Cali,
I'm being
that's
honest.
gangster, yo. That's gangster that you say that, because that's what everybody be wanting to say. You say shit that people be wanting to say, man.
But yeah, they don't want to say it out loud. But see, the good thing is that what I do is I just use technology to help me out. What I do is I ask questions. You can access the Bible, whether it's the Old Testament, King James
Right.
version, right on the internet, and it could even reference you to your book that you actually have in your home. That way they're not trying to feed you lies and stuff like that, right?
That's
But
a
I want
fact.
back to Andrew Tate. Now, here's the thing. Unfortunately, even with the worst people in the world, you brought up a guy whose name started what ended with H, from Germany. Um, you know, Now he might have been an evil man and he might have did some very wrong things. Unfortunately, a lot of people copied a lot of things that he done.
Mm-hmm.
Like that with the whole, for example, like the truth is like the blitzkrieg is something that's still real. Like for example, we use that in football. Why do you think we call it the blitz? A lot of black people don't know that's why this is what you call blitz in football. It's
Right.
blitzkrieg is actually from Germany, if you know what I mean.
Right.
So sometimes you could take a bad thing and find good in it. Like Andrew Tate was very good at that, making sure you eat well and having confidence and building your confidence. Now, maybe what he did in his personal life might have went too wrong, might have went to the wrong path when they dealing with, women, whatever. I'm not gonna outright say that he did anything wrong, because at the end of the day, why lock a man up for something that they let women do freely? I mean, there's OnlyFans. There's like, they had Backpage, they had Craigslist back in the day and stuff like that. I mean, Instagram. What do you think these women are doing when they're taking trips and flying? They're literally selling themselves without the pimp.
My,
So,
my thing, my another thing that I got with the Andrew Tate thing, just because I'm emotionally intelligent I've made movies and I did some things. I know some things about behind the scenes. Why every World Star clip that I get on my desk, it looked like a fucking motion picture, like he filming a documentary. Like, why do we know every single movement that's going on with that story? Like, that's character shit. That's movie. That's Hollywood shit right there. They keep us up to date. They keep us ooh. They keep us nice and stagnant with that story. Like, if the bitch who accused him, if she fart tonight, that should have been in the World Star video, bro.
well, I
Girl who
believe.
accused Andrew Tate farted. Like, how? If it's like, I don't believe none of it. He's not in jail. He's chilling. He's smoking on a cigar right now. Like, yeah, we got them niggas entertained. You know what I mean?
I see a different angle. I see a different angle of it. I mean, I think at the end of the day, they kind of wanted to promote anyone. There's industry plants such as Lizzo. There's, for example, LeBron James. I wouldn't say he's an industry plant, but what he does placate to the. He does placate
He does the
to.
bidding.
Yeah.
They all do the bidding, whether
Right,
they
right,
know
right,
it or
right.
not. They all do
Wait,
the bidding, whether they
right.
know it or not. Some just know it. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. And
Some
I'll
know it.
just say, and I'll just say this. I feel that the reason why they paraded Andrew Tate around because of the situation is because, you know, I mean, his message is still powerful. If
Think about
men
it.
work,
His message is Kevin Samuels' message. His
I
his message
disagree
is
with
Kevin
that.
Samuels' message. He just could say it freelier because now red pill is mainstream now. It's not private. Mainstream now. So it's all watered down and it's all everybody could do it. Everybody think they know what they talking about. You know what I mean? Look at your girl Pearly. How you feel about your girl Pearly? She not the anti-Mary.
Well, I'll say this much. I kind of wanted to kind of finish my point about Andrew Tate. I don't feel like he's really spilling the same thing as Kevin Samuels, because Andrew Tate, he's living basically he's living the lifestyle of just being a bachelor. He's not running to go and being married, and he's not telling men to, put their stakes into women. Unfortunately, with how he's living his lifestyle, best opposite of what he was saying, that might have got him into some trouble. Let's just be real. We all pay for it one way or another. If we have a woman and we make her our wife, we have to provide and protect her with our lives. Whether it's a dude who pays a chick who's going to be with him, everybody has their order of things. I personally feel that Andrew Tate, he had the means and the money to really push out his message, and they want less masculine men. I don't personally believe that he's an industry plant. I believe that he just had the means and he found a lane to make money, and he was making money behind it, regardless of whatever activities he may or may not have been part of, and got caught up. Um, it's like, for example, we all had a job where if everybody was late or a bunch of people were late, what they do is they find the one weakest link and they fire him. And that's what they do with Andrew Tate. He was the one who's kind of parading how he is and how he was with women, and basically end up catching up to him. As far as Pearly things is concerned, Um, she's just a good businesswoman. I do like some of the stuff, the things, the content that she does. I personally do not really support women content. Not that I think anything's wrong with it. I just feel that there's other men who are saying the same thing that I could facilitate. But one thing about Pearly Gates is she's a very good businessman, businesswoman. She has a lot of, she has a team behind her, and she just has the money and the means. I don't believe that she's the godmother of the red pill, or she should be the leader of
She's
the
the
red
Auntie
pill, or anything
Mary.
like that. Of course not. And I don't think she's anti-marriage. I just feel that, with the information that she has collected, even though she's a younger white woman, is the fact that most people do not live in a traditional marriage. She is, her father is, I think, a boomer. He's like a boomer. So his father's still married, as so she's just, if she was to picture every marriage, like I guess like how her and her father and her mother had it, she would be for it. But she knows that marriage does not go by any order. Marriage, the marriage license is the only license that you could get without taking any test, without doing any qualifications, without doing any hours. But it's the
And it never
hardest situation to get
renews.
out of, and it never renews for a reason. So it's not so much that, for example, I'm not anti-marriage. I mean, I personally might not get married myself, ever, ever, ever. But I mean, that doesn't mean that's the solution to everybody else's issue. The only thing is, if a man chooses to get married, he needs to know the pros and cons of what could happen.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Man, we rolling on to about an hour now. It's been a good show, man. It's been a
Right,
good
right.
show.
Appreciate you having me on, man. I appreciate the good bread, the good bread class for, stay tuning in and hearing what we had to say. I appreciate being on your show. It's
No
dope.
doubt, man. I got 4 more days, man, and I'll be on Facebook back in it, back at it, man, in the field, man.
Right, no doubt, man. I can't wait to see you back on. We be doing our thing, boy. But yeah, this is gonna be the next next of many other collaborations that me and Mr. Goodbread is gonna have. So so y'all stay tuned. And if y'all want to check in, my name is Cali West Miami. Y'all can reach me. Y'all could tune in there. And by the way, if y'all on Facebook for any of the Generation X's or anybody who's still on Facebook, join the Righteous Fear group. Um, that's something that that Mr. Goodbread, me, and a couple of the other original Righteous Fear brothers have put together just to have talk with like-minded people. You ain't got to worry about having some messed up admins who's gonna censor you, or or anyone trying to report you and stuff. We can get that on lock. Just make sure you follow the Facebook guidelines, and we can all have a good time in the righteous sphere,
Right,
on and
right.
off of Facebook, especially on YouTube.
And remember, guys, don't bring none of that fake masculinity. Check your masculinity at the door, because we allow women in that group. We allow traditional conservative minded females in that group. And again, women, they don't. This is new to them, so you don't how to attack them. You present what it is. You know if they bullshitting you or not. For some reason, a lot of guys like the women that bullshit them, though. But you know the ones that bullshitting or not. And then you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. Don't be over masculine, bro. That
Right.
come off fake. Come off fake, you know what I mean? But
Exactly. They see, and here's the thing, fellas, and here's a tip. If you're on Facebook or on social media, don't get into a whole argument and back and forth with a woman, because at that point you're not being masculine. Nothing's wrong with stating your point. What I usually tell women all the time is that I don't debate, I educate. I say what it is. If you don't like it, you can say whatever you want. Doesn't mean I have to respond to it. At that point, I move with action at that point. It doesn't really matter. They could say I'm weak, I'm hurt, I'm, bitter, or whatever they want to say. At the end of the day, they want they're not strength. They don't have any strength. They can't beat you up. They can't, do much. So the only thing they can do is manipulate you, because they're women. That's their only strength, is the manipulation. So at the same time, just come to the group, enjoy, post what you want to say, debate with the brothers, like minded brothers. We talk about health, wealth, business, things like that. We talk about collective relationships, all types of things. This is a whole man's group, manly man's group. And we do welcome traditional women who want to, see what's going on, or women who, want to better themselves.
That's a fact, B. I got my learn how to get a tie on, you know what I mean, type shit, ready? You learn how to put a tie on, because a lot of y'all don't know how to do the whoop-de-whoop. And you'll learn how to do the whoop-de-whoop over there. You know, it's little shit like that. That's what we try to build over there, guys. Can't wait to get out.
No doubt.
All right, y'all. So it's been real, man. That's Cali West. Y'all go check them out. Y'all know Goodbreads. Y'all in the building. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all wrap up, strap up, drink responsibly, and start your week today. It's Sunday. Start the week today, guys. Don't be lazy and don't be no fool. Today is not a day off. You is not Jesus, bro. All right? Start your week today. Monday will be a piece of cake if you start today. All right, y'all. Love y'all, and I'll see y'all later.
Facts 100.
Interesting is the way he challenges the black elite. He talks about the black elite that's on TV and speaks that honest truth that we've always talked about on this platform, that a lot of times the worst ideas get out to the black community because the Negroes on TV care nothing about actually going in and building for the community. And the reason they don't is because if they do that, they'll be punished. They'll be taken off the platform and replaced by somebody who plays ball. They'll be punished. They'll be taken off the platform and replaced by somebody who plays ball.